yourselves. Let's have a word now with Sue Kewley, who's a dog trainer and animal behaviourist. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Mark.
Thank you for joining us. Let me just bring in Wendy as well. Hello, Wendy.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Wendy. Tell me more.
Not the dogs that we've got at the moment, but I used to have a German Shepherd, and when he was at the cute puppy stage, probably about 7 months old, when they're all big and fluffy and they've got one ear up and one ear down and look very cute, we only left him for about half an hour, and when we came back, the dog staggered to the front door, and we looked at him and thought, oh, he's a bit odd. And he'd managed to break into a spare bedroom and help himself to several pints of homebrew beer.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
And we sort of got home, and as you do, you let your dog up the garden to do their business, especially when you're puppy training. It's something you do when you get home and stuff like that. And he staggered up the path that was down the centre of our garden, fell off the end into a flower bed and slept there most of the day and slept it off. Fortunately, he was absolutely fine, and you get advice from the vets, and they said, no, just let him sleep it off. If there's anything, you're worried about, bring them in. But yes, no.
It's funny how you can be really an alcoholic dog.
I know.
You can be really, really cautious, yet they'll still find a way.
Well, he was just one of those dogs that was just mischievous. And German Shepherds are very intelligent anyway. They take a lot of exercise, but you have to keep their mind active. But he was just really naughty. But he was really well trained, and he'd learned how to open the window in our living room, and you'd pop out, come back, and he'd be sat at the bottom of the drive, because he knew from his training he wasn't allowed past the end of the drive without a lead on. But he'd be like, oh, look, I've opened the window.
And look at me, Mummy. Aren't I clever?
I know. So we ended up with child locks and everything to stop the dog.
Brilliant. Wendy, thank you very much. Great to talk to you.
You too, Mark.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. So, Sue, we've had all sorts of interesting things that dogs have gone for. And is there anything that we can do to perhaps try and stop them doing this kind of stuff?
Yes, Mark. There are things that you can do. Interestingly, we have bred dogs to do certain things for us, and one of the things that very often happen, and I think your vet sort of touched on it, are that gun dogs, dogs that are actually bred to use their mouths and things like that, will actually be more prone to picking up and chewing things in their environment if they are left to get bored, and if they don't have sufficient enrichment, if you like, in their lives. So what we have to do is we have to give them lots of appropriate things to play with, and teach them when they're young. It's very important when they are growing up. Dogs explore the world with their mouths in the same way as young children do. Children pick up things. And quite often an owner will go, oh, my gosh, you picked up a sock, or oh, my gosh, you picked up some stones, or something like that, and they'll run after them, and the dog goes, aha, this is a fun game. I think I'll chew on this some more, or find some more. And so unwittingly, the owner will, at an early stage, reinforce that interest in stones. So really, we can actually give them something very, very much more interesting to do, and swap toys, swap stuffed Kongs, for example. We can swap them for the inappropriate things that they pick up. So you teach them that they pick things up and they bring them to you, and they'll actually get a bigger reward for doing that.
Well, that's great advice. It really is. The thing is, though, sometimes, it'll just happen in a flash, so they're not left alone, and all of a sudden they just think, oh, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go and eat that now.
Yeah, I mean, this also happens when you have a dog of an unknown past, when you have dogs that are perhaps rescue dogs, and they haven't had the best of upbringings, and they haven't learnt how to interact with humans. They've learnt to make their own fun, if you like, and they will scavenge and they'll pick up inappropriate stuff. So in that way, you have to, again, find something that is of higher value. So, for example, you have a nice piece of cheese or a nice piece of chicken or something like that, and teach them with an item that might be inappropriate but would be too big for them to actually grab. So, for example, if they eat stones, get a really, really big stone that they can't actually put that down in the garden and say, right, okay, you can have a little look at that. But if you look at me, I've got something over here. So they touch the stone and then they come back over to you. And again, it's prevention, really, because, I mean, once they've got hold of something in their mouth, trying to prise something out of a dog's mouth is nigh on impossible, especially if they, are dead keen to have it, because they value it so highly. So out of that environment, prior to that, it would be really much more appropriate to actually teach them a good game. Pick it up, give it to me, pick it up, and you get something. It's a win-win situation for them, if you can do that. But a lot of it is down to breed specifics and stress. Chewing things actually also releases endorphins, and so it feels good, so they do it.
So a nice big chew, as we heard earlier on, maybe a fresh bone, something like that, to keep them occupied. Sue, thank you ever so much. Really good to talk to you today. I knew there'd be a kind of science behind this and how we could try and help them out. The list of stuff that they've munched on is getting larger, though, so more of that to come. Thank you. Nice to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Sue Kewley is a dog trainer and animal behaviourist. So more on this as the morning goes on. Some bizarre things. How on earth these dogs lived for as long as some of them did is incredible. Traffic and travel on the way. Crime Beat as well.